everyone, welcome back to the Smiler recreation. Now, I've done a lot of work over the past week on Smiler, so this video is going to have a lot of stuff cut out. The supports for the Batwing and the Cobra roll is going to be mostly cut out, as well as a bit of the exit corridor, a bit of the station building, and doing the flooring as well for the Batwing and Cobra roll. And it's purely because to keep the video at a short length. If I left everything in this video, it would probably be about 40 minutes long, and I don't think you want to watch a 40-minute long Planet Coaster time lapse. So yeah, we are keeping it down a bit to, you don't want to watch 40 minutes of Planet Coaster, do you? Anyway, so we're starting off this video with doing a station facade. Now, a lot of people have mixed opinions on this facade of the station. I, for one, actually kind of like this station facade. I think it looks, quite decent actually. It fits the Smiler's theme very, very well. It's this secret government base sort of thing, and yeah, it just looks stupid. To be honest, it's supposed to look stupid. There's a lot of people out there, like most notably Theme Park Worldwide. He says it all the time and goes like, "Oh, the station's just concrete. Oh, it doesn't look good." Blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, that's the Smiler's theme. It's supposed to be like run down and concrete and dull looking. That's the Smiler's theme. This is a secret government facility. It's supposed to look like that, and it annoys me when people do that. Oh, it's just concrete, it's just concrete. Well, yeah, that's the theme of the entire ride. You're not going to put down some sort of Wicker Man theme for a station, how are you, on the Smiler? Because that would be stupid. Well, you're not going to put down something like Nemesis' station, are you? Because once again, that would be stupid. But yeah, just doing the pipe work for the station here. I've decided to use the arc shapes because they were just the easiest pieces to use for this pipe work on the facade, and also the rounded sort of pipe shape things, I don't know, the corner ones just work so well, and there's no other piece like them in the game. The only other pipe the only pipe pieces in the game have like these horrible flanges on them, and they're actually really big as well, so they just wouldn't fit, and I don't think you can colour them either. But yeah, also a follow-up to last episode I said that I don't think I'm going to do the exit corridor. I did manage to fit the exit corridor in, and to do that I had to like kind of extend that semicircle wall that you see covering up the indoor drop, whatever it's called, I don't know, but I had to extend it a bit to actually fit the exit corridor in, but I did get it in, and I am going to put like lighting and music in there, of course, just like the real ride. To be honest, I want this recreation to be as realistic as possible. I want it to represent the ride as much as possible. I don't just want it to be something that works for Planet Coaster. I want it to be something that literally replicates real life. So then we've jumped clips and we're starting on the shop. Not actually sure what this shop is called. They have this sort of like TV shopping thing in the shop that calls it the Smiler Shop TV. So like maybe it's just called the Smiler Shop, but on the sign outside it says Buy the Smiler, and of course on the map it also says Buy the Smiler. So what is the actual official name of this shop? Is it the Smiler Shop or is it Buy the Smiler? I don't really know. Some people call it Buy the Smiler, some people call it Smiler Shop. Let's just say it's both, to be honest. This shop was actually quite odd to do. It took me a while to actually figure out how this shop goes. I think I took a solid like 30 minutes looking at a ton of reference images before I actually started building, because I just couldn't figure out how the ceiling goes, because in the shop the ceiling goes like a low level, then up to a high level where it has the TVs and everything that play the Smiler Shop TV, and then back to a low level again. And I was kind of figuring out where on earth that went, because it's just, I have so little space, and if you've watched my live streams, you know I hate the camera in Planet Coaster. I hate the camera controls, and building this shop, like, I almost just rage quit Planet Coaster most of the time. I absolutely hate the camera controls, and especially in a small compact environment like the shop and the exit corridor, I couldn't handle it at all. I'm so glad I got it done though, and it's all over with, so everything's good. But yeah, I did do the shop in the end like I did Wicker Man shop, which was do a bit of interior and then just spam it with Theme Maker's Toolkit items. It's the quickest way to do it, and to be honest, I don't want to spend a ton of time putting so many little details into the shop that's just gonna put the piece count way up, and it's gonna lag people's computers when, you know, not many people actually focus on the shop. You know, you download this Smiler Recreation from Workshop when it goes out in like a month or so, and you know, I know what I'm gonna look at: the shop. No, not the coaster, the shop. Yeah, see, no one really cares about the shop, so anyway, this I don't know what to call it, like this triangular yellow wall that has the TVs on them. I wasn't really sure how to do that. It doesn't actually represent the real wall very well, but that's just the limited number of pieces I have in Planet Coaster. I just don't really have the kind of pieces to do the actual triangular wall like it is in real life. It was the same with the correction block as well. I had to do it, the correction block. You can't really do a wall like that in Planet Coaster, so I just used the triangular pyramid art shapes, and it kind of looks like it in real life, but at the same time it doesn't. I know it doesn't, so yeah, it's just gonna have to be like that, to be honest. What am I doing now? I'm doing this tiny little thing, which is Oblivion's section of the shop, actually. And I absolutely find it so funny that Oblivion just has that tiny little section as if it's some sort of cupboard, because Oblivion shop actually closed a couple seasons ago, and it hasn't reopened since. Like, you know, all the stuff is still there. I saw on Twitter someone poked their camera above the wall or something, the wall that, you know, surrounds the shop, and all the shelving units and everything like still there. And yeah, it's a shame that Oblivion shop is gone. I don't know why they removed it in the first place. My only guess is that budgetary reasons, but like surely if it was budget reasons, it would be back by now, because Alton Towers has been very popular these past 2 seasons. You know, since Wicker Man since Wicker Man opened, Alton Towers has been a massively popular park. And you know, I could tell that it was because, you know, 2016, 2017, when I went on my trips there, you know, and this was in the summer holidays as well, I got on so many re-rides and everything, and yeah, it was just so easy. There wasn't any queues. But then when I went there in 2018, when Wicker Man opened, it was really, really busy, and I didn't even get on Rita I didn't get on Rita or Galactica for my 2018 trip. But yeah, enough talk about that. We're now moving on to the outside wall. You might have seen that the exit corridor is there, because I actually managed to get the exit corridor in. This wall is kind of a iffy one, to be honest. It's kind of an iffy wall, because you got this one, which is like the base layer, the base wall, and that goes on the ground level, or the underground level, I don't know. And then you've actually got the one on top of it, which is like the plain one, that's at the actual ground level. You got that one on the bottom, which is kind of like underground. It's, you know, where the indoor drop is, and you got that one on the top, which, you know, it's a weird wall, to be honest. Just doing a bit more of the exit corridor here. You know, like I said, I did manage to fit it in. Took me a while to actually figure out how this exit corridor went. It turns out it goes like around the indoor drop or something. It's so weird. I don't understand it. Sometimes I find it really hard to navigate this exit corridor in real life. Even though I've been on the Smiler so many times, I always like end up walking into a wall in this exit corridor. Because I mean, surely someone watching this can relate to that, because in real life this exit corridor is so dark, and you know, you got all those projections and everything of like hypnotic projections and all the lights flashing at you, and it's so hard to get distracted, and it's so hard to, like, you know, not go the right way. So I have actually like walked into the wall on a number of occasions, but I think I have been on Smiler enough now to know the exact route of the exit corridor, so I don't think that'll be happening ever again, or hopefully not. Just turning the colour of the walls here to black, so, you know, because that they are black in real life, because it's all dark and everything. And I don't think a lot of people actually notice this, but the exit corridor is like kind of just the transition from your normal life to your marmalized life, to your corrected life. And the soundtracks of the Smiler actually do reflect that, because you've got the main Smiler soundtrack that you hear in a queue line, and that's before you've been corrected and marmalized, and it sounds really creepy and horrible and just utterly terrifying, to be honest. The soundtrack in the queue line is horrible. And then you got the exit corridor when you get off the ride. It's kind of like a transition between the shop music, which is really upbeat, it's really happy, and the outdoor queue soundtrack, which is the creepy one. And then the shop music is really joyful and upbeat. So it's kind of like you're hearing the same soundtrack, but now you've been corrected. You don't hear it as creepy anymore. You don't hear it as if it's a horror theme. You hear it as happy and upbeat because you've been corrected. It took me a while to notice that, but I think that is what they intended, to be honest. Yeah. But I think now I am going to start the outdoor wall. No, still doing the exit corridor, and you can see how close it gets to the indoor inversion just there, the train. You can see how close it gets, and that's why I found it really difficult to do this, because it gets so close. It's so compact, all in that tiny little building. I don't understand how they managed to do it in real life. It's all in that tiny little building, and it was so annoying to do it in Planet Coaster. Now I am starting the outdoor wall, and you see there, it doesn't actually go on top of the base wall. It's got like a bit of ledge to it, which is what I found really, really iffy about it, which is, I found it quite annoying as well that it was like that, to be honest, but it's just how it goes, really. I don't know why they built it like that, they just did. But at the same time, this wall is actually kind of easy to do as well, because it's just a plain wall. There's no detail to it at all. It's just literally that plain wall, and you know, it was nice not to do any detailing. I know I say sometimes try and get your details in your walls, don't just leave plain walls, but it gets annoying after a while, and it's just nice to do this plain wall every now and then, to be honest. I don't know why either. It's just how I do things in Planet Coaster. So I don't know, sometimes I feel like I spend too much time on Planet Coaster that, you know, I have a sigh of relief when I don't have to do detailing on a wall. It's got to the point where I think after Smiler I might take a bit of a break of Planet Coaster, maybe do some other things, I don't know. Well, actually no, not after Smiler, after Hex, because after Smiler I still need to do Hex. Hex isn't gone. I do plan on returning to Hex after Smiler, I have said that, and I am sticking to my word. I will return to Hex, but yeah, after that I think I might just take a break from Planet Coaster, maybe do some other theme park games. I don't know, what would you like to see, to be honest? I don't know, it might just end up just being another Planet Coaster recreation, who knows. I'm not actually sure I want to do another recreation, to be honest. I've done so many recreations that I feel like it's kind of gotten a bit old now to do recreations. I might do like an original coaster and not sort of a realistic one, because at the end of the day, all my realistic coasters that I've done in the past all kind of look the same, to be honest, and I want to be creative. I want to make, you know, a fantasy one, an unrealistic one, something like to just go wild, you know, like I've seen people build coasters where it goes across floating islands, floating islands on the Steam Workshop, and you know, I kind of want to do something like that where it's just, you know, it just goes anywhere at once. So yeah, I might do that after Hex. I don't know, to be honest. I'm not saying anything right now, but yeah, don't take that seriously. Please don't take that seriously, because I know some of you will actually go and say like, oh, why can't you just recreate this, blah, blah, blah. Don't take it seriously. I don't know what I'm recreating next. I don't take suggestions on what to recreate. I just have to put that out there because I do get a lot of comments saying, can you recreate this, can you recreate that? I will recreate rides that I like and that I've actually been on. And I've always said that I will have that rule about only recreating rides I've been on, and that's because a ride or roller coaster looks very different in real life to how it looks on the internet, and you can get another perspective of how it actually feels, how it looks. You know, the Smiler, you see a Smiler on a picture, and if you've never seen the Smiler in real life before, if you've never been to Alton Towers, you can't say shit on Smiler. Honestly, the Smiler is so different in real life. It's massive. The Smiler is an utterly massive coaster, and it doesn't look massive on camera, but trust me, Smiler's a massive coaster in real life, especially when you're down there in the queue line at the bottom of a pit. It's huge. is a huge coaster. So just starting the supports now, and we're actually coming to the end of the episode. I did cut out all the support footage because it was very boring to do. It took me about an hour and a half to do all the supports on the Batwing and the Cobra roll. So yeah, that is basically the end of the video. If you're not subscribed already, then please do consider subscribing if you've enjoyed the video. Once again, thank you for watching today's video. I'm really happy with how the Smile is turning out. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Goodbye.